Yeah. All right. Shit. So great. Sorry. Oh, I don't like that. There. Here we go. There it is. There it is. That's a little better. Little better.
I can honestly tell you that, yeah, that's not the people's idea of me. Just that, no, he knows that what next year. Everyone, when I was international, I said the trajectory is the international. He wants the international champion. You told me he can't win the international. 600 words. We don't often talk about wrestling stuff. At one point, we're bringing out for relaxing. But from in his mind, we want people to look every year. If you win the title this year, what? Hold the title to the next All In, then he'll be crying for the whole champion for the whole year, beating everyone. And then what's the point? He said, I want to be international championship. I want to say something. Ideally, that's what I want. Then I can spend that Olympic. The next year, no. Because we're going next year. It's like, fight with the company next year, then for a whole year, badly, there'll be some section that in the time, kind of like, fight for the first champion. So he's in a year, building up that equity. Then next year, oh boy, it's not win the title. Your boy is next year. Trust me, and then the year's time, if it does happen, it'll be great. But this year, I'm like, hey, it's Pat, like, Pat wasn't there last year. So Pat and Osprey, all in, Wembley, the international title, a belt that the lineage is kind of connected to the original belt Pat had. That's what I want to see. But for this match, you guys know AEW, you're just as much as I do, but probably better. Can a main event of a title match, is there a time limit or there's no time limit?
No, it's always a 6-minute time on AEW World Title matches. And I actually didn't think about that, and I think that is obvious. But let's talk a little bit more about the casino gauntlet that happened on Dynamite Fights. Like, had some additional details, Viper reports that the match was outlined and coached by Tony Khan, T. Marshall, Colt Cabana, and Pentago, also said to have provided. The first match was hosted by Tony Khan in Jacksonville, and AEW staff were reportedly very happy with how the match has been received so far. Former AEW star Leo Rush also made an appearance on Wednesday night. It was known as number 7. Gauntlet. Fightful reports that Rush's appearance was planned out as far back as a week ago, and the newly crowned AEW International Champion, like we said before, Will Ospreay, won the match, earning a title shot against AEW World Champions for Strickland at next month's Forbidden Door, and then Sunday, June 30th, at the PBS Arena in Elkhart, New York. The broadcast on the pay-per-views should be a beautiful matchup between those two guys coming up on June 30th. With the selection of one question to you, Sad. If you're a or do you think the time is right? I made the case that I think the time is right. So did Jimmy Matthews. There's a number of reasons. One, if you're not going to do the match at Wembley, especially if you're not before Wembley, people are not next. Two, if you want to start to win this matchup, it's best if you're not going to Monday because you're going to turn it into winning the world championship in Wembley Stadium. Even if they were going to do the matchup, and Swerve should win to set up next year for Will to win the world title at Wembley Stadium.
You know,
What do you think, Sam?
and I also think another aspect of this match as well is if they don't go with a 60-minute route and they go with Swerve beating him, it kind of relaxes what the booking could be for Will Ospreay. So at the moment, he's operating on the winning streak. By him losing, it kind of takes that away. Kind of like, okay, he can lose a match, if that makes sense. And if he's going to lose a match, it makes it for the world champion to beat him. I feel like with the way they're booking him, national champion, I feel like he's making a bit new. It's kind of like his match is not like I feel like this is great. Like I said as well, it also stops people from clamoring for this match. Because when you think of a wide variety, because let's just say, for example, that Keith needs healthy enough to come back at the end of this match and attack Swerve. Maybe, you know, that might be great, you know. Could you see it launch Keith? I don't know. You know? And then Keith being in the challenge stuff? I don't know. I'm just putting that out there. Hangman Page should come back, you know. Maybe we see Hangman Page as well. Maybe that Hangman Page it feels like Hangman Page is due that big Swerve, right? So I don't know if we're gonna have the weapon. Yeah, I'll go for it because part of this is like named John Moxley and Anthony and the Ace of Dojo. They're the guys where they're in the main storyline. If you could find kind of like, this age that I love, and also these guys are in position to basically so it's your question. On time. Get out of the way, and then focus on what they're doing with it.
Yeah, I 100%. Sports podcast. For this dynamite, or things on us winning. I mean, I'm going to be saying in the moment, like I said, my job is with expertly when it's the most on things. I think that you need to kind of like understand the person and the whole process behind it. And I think it will make the side team have big feeling that you'll be like, it's just the one question that I had for everybody. Who was the corruption? Like, no one has been able to answer that. Who's the better option that is going to draw as much people in the main event against Swerve Strickland than Will Ospreay? Was it Jay White? No, it wasn't. I love Jay White. I'm the biggest Jay White. It wasn't Jay White because they kind of ruined that match. It wasn't anyone from New Japan because New Japan had not built up anyone from New Japan to be in that spot.
Suchi, number of me. Could be Yota, Suchi, it could be Shingo. If we wanted to spitball ideas, but I know what you mean, you're right. If you watch the current time, they're not as hard as they used to be. They're a bit, you know, lukewarm. You're right.
MJF wasn't there. MJF doesn't have any type of connections to New Japan Pro Wrestling where it's acceptable that he is the person from AEW to be in that spot. It's too soon because MJF just came back at double nothing. And MJF, more than likely, because Will is getting the shot here, he's the guy that's getting the shot at All In. It's either him or Hangman to me. That's the big matchup to do. If you are doing Will now, it's Swerve versus either MJF or returning.
Oh, so do you think if Cole is not better by this Will in, then they're going to go MJF as well, then Cole screws MJF in the match?
I would do that. If Cole's ready, yeah, I would say do that because that sets up. Then they just have a 2-week build to pull off the MJF and Cole for All Out. Yeah, and then actually my thinking was have Swerve beat MJF at All In, and then a return. Man comes out and you set up Hangman and Swerve for All Out.
They can still do that, you know. They can still do a little bit of overbooking thing where you're like you're trying to like get on that show, book for the next show, like Adam Cole and them just fighting each other, so like what's going on there, and then don't. And then how pushy the bid gonna be? That's what I want to know. So how pushy is that bid here? Very good example.
Very quickly, yes. Oh, yeah. It's gonna be. But we had news about AEW and their deal with this week. Just to answer this one, RPGs is I love Shingo Takagi. American fans don't. I'm just like you know. I'm just like you. I love Shingo Takagi. I'm the biggest Shingo Takagi fan. That was my pick for Swerve at Forbidden Door, but Ospreay versus Swerve is a bigger draw than Shingo versus Swerve.
I'm a bit shocked because already mentioned well, this guy, you know those early guys in the early shows, but you're like Shingo, I don't know her. Shingo's not wearing the straps, I get it, but it's the Shingo. It's not like he's like, I see that they like to bring over and over again. Shingo could have done this match. The disrespect Shingo's getting, the guy here, that's how the guy that,
But he's also currently the number one champ, so that doesn't work for you.
that's one
And even if he's not the number one world champion by Forbidden Door, he might lose that division, but still, you're not gonna and then go for the
what? Justice Shingo, man. This guy is going and breaking up the storyline where he's old. You're like 39. This guy's older than you. You're like C.H. Brian Danielson. Or, you know, anyway, that's the podcast and this conversation.
shoot the cut. Matthew Maloney with Punk News had an update on the exclusive negotiating window between AEW and WWE this week. Talking about Tony Khan recently stated that AEW is still in active negotiations with Warner Brothers Discovery, and they're still in their exclusive negotiating period. According to Maloney's report, the exclusive negotiating window for AEW and WWE ends in July. Additionally, Tony Khan was reportedly not happy with the offer that's on the table for Warner Brothers Discovery, and he's also aware that WBD, a media rights, DVD rights, would give more leverage in negotiations. Once the window closes, other media companies will be able to bid for AEW's role. As Maloney also noted that both sides are playing nice for that. During their active negotiations, Khan said during the post-media scrum at Double or Nothing, I'm happy working with Mr. David Zaslav, and I'm hoping we can do it for a long time. In the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Dave Meltzer indicated that the number AEW was offered by WBD didn't sound disappointing to him. He said, the only real notes I could say is that from the AEW side, they claimed they were not disappointed in the offer on the table at all, but obviously haven't signed it either. The whole argument over the word disappointed is a semantic term, and you could say disappointed inherently because they haven't signed, or you could say not disappointed because the first offer was a good starting point for negotiation, but we still haven't signed, so it's just really a word. Based on the number range we've heard, it was a number I wouldn't call disappointing at all. This is the figure they are at. It's less than, and they are wanting because the deal has been signed as of yet. We will have more, of course, with this AEW and WWE negotiations coming up in weeks to come, so we'll be updated on that. But finally, from AEW, you had Rampage last night. The show featured Konosuke Takeshita moving on to qualify in the AEW TNT ladder match coming up at Forbidden Door as he defeated Penta El Zero Mero in a hard-hitting opener. You also had Timeless Tony Storm picking up a win against Viva Van, the AEW World Championship Eliminator matchup. CMLL's Hachicera joined up with the Cage of Agony, while Chris Jericho announced that he is stepping down from the Rampage commentary team to focus on more TV time on Dynamite or Collision, up to 2 to 3 to 4 segments per week. And Freddie Phoenix defeated Isaiah Cassidy in in a fun main event matchup. So good episode of Rampage last night. But not all good news from AEW, as we have a couple of originals who are leaving the company this week. We had a new report from about Jake Hager finishing up with AEW. Bodyslam.net's Cassidy Haynes reports that Hager's contract recently expired and he did not re-sign with the company. The report cites sources as saying that the decision seems to have been made a mutual one, and that Hager is now a free agent. Hager most recently competed in AEW back on February 23rd in a matchup on Rampage against Roger Strong. During his time in AEW, he was a part of the Chris Jericho faction, Inner Circle, the Jericho Appreciation Society, and Hager, who has been announced for the Battleground Championship Wrestling on July 6th, has not yet commented on the report. Meanwhile, Mark Henry is rumored to be in AEW and currently pursues on Muscle Open and re-commented on his status with the company, confirming that he is leaving to work on other projects, and the other original who's in the company is none other than
God damn it.
a show to be in support of his boy as he announced during the latest edition of the Art Show, he will be leaving only wrestling when his contract expires, and Art plans to focus on helping his son Brock Anderson in his wrestling career. What do you think about the news of these guys leaving, Jake Hager, Mark Henry, and Mark Anderson from AEW, Josh?
I mean, Jake, he hasn't really been doing anything with AEW the last several months, so I mean, you know, I'm not smart on that. Mark Henry, I'm not surprised for him. I think he was, low-key, I think he was already out the door. So, not really surprising. Art Anderson, to be honest with you, I didn't really know who was still with the company, but I just see it. So, yeah, that's how I'm taking those departures.
My reaction is very different. Jake Hager, go to New Japan. Because you always see wrestling fans clamoring for hostage, like, Sherman should go to G1. Well, Hager, you know, wrestling, be motivated wrestling. I feel like a guy like Jake Hager will benefit from guys like Japan. Yeah, go to Japan. Maybe like, if you go back to WWE, just be a jump to the stars, their bodies, you want probably guys over. Yeah, got a band theme song, but yeah, be the people, be the guys. Go to Japan, wrestle there, or hang out with Minoru Suzuki and go wrestle Noah, or go to DDT. You can do exciting things. Go everywhere but American wrestling, because you're dead in the water there. Arn Anderson gave the same excuse that William Regal gave. I'm going to look after my son's career in NXT. Arn Anderson, it blows my mind. Yeah, Hager's going to be terrible thing. Arn Anderson had an equity in AEW because he was a coach, the AEW coach. Yeah, we may have seen him, but his presence felt Anderson. I felt like he could have been an AEW 30 figure. He could have easily taken over management. The Cage of Agony. They need a central mouthpiece manager. Maria. Make someone useful, because those groups by themselves, no offense, maybe Khan's a great cell, but it's to places. No offense. I'm excited. It's the fact that you say that he wants boys to get his son basically Brock Anderson. Number one, Brock Anderson, stop cosplaying as your dad, work out. Because it's not the 80s, it's work out. Looking like a line of being, you know, that's not gonna work it out. Fill out, go to the gym, work on your promos, and then maybe you could be a good and there would be NXT because he's very bridges to AEW because you're just a non-script guy there. The next guy is Mark Henry. There's another guy that I'm shocked. Not shocked. If you hear the stories, Bianca Belair, Jay Cargill, Samantha Irvin, all were discovered by Mark Henry. This guy is like a modern day Gerald Bristol where he's got high time. That's something you should keep within your company because he does a great job of going out and spreading it. He's not strong enough. drafted him to AEW when the office job, which I guess they didn't give him. He was just standing around saying, it's time for the main event, which got over, and eventually that dropped. So I see people saying that, oh, he's wasting money, but I feel like that guy stuck a lot of talent. WWE should, get him back as an NXT something, or talent scout, because he did a great job with the people that we see currently on WWE TV. On the microphone and in the
But it sounds like from the people that you just named that he has discovered, he's better used in WWE because those type of people need room. They need to be trained. They need to. That's not what they're gonna do. It's in the AEW. It's in the Indiana. Depends. And from there that are ready made to be on TV. Then he's more valuable to AEW. I feel like it's a great scout, but it's not what the talent looks like. He's got
don't you think it's time that AEW has a program for the wrestlers? Imagine Anna Jay doing a tour in Stardom. Not in day, right? She get paid for the ring. Because Mariah May, much as probably the keep before she started, dog crap in the ring. Like she wrestled like a diva, because she grew up in the Divas era. So can't fault her. Going to Stardom, night and day, she became a friend of the ring. I feel like Anna Jay's on the cusp. She needs that Stardom run. Wrestlers that Shirley Lee Johnson, have run Stardom. There's so many wrestlers that,
Shirley Lee Johnson came out of Stardom. You were cooking and then you put some slime on
sugar instead of salt. What am I doing, sir? I meant New Japan. I mean, if they have New Japan, CMLL, they should start with a young lion program for wrestling this future if they know they're not ready and have opportunity they want to give them. I think they need to, like, Christopher Daniels, apparently this is your job. Do a better job. Let's be honest, that's his job. It's like a great title, but what are you doing in order to prepare for the future? JR's there, that's another thing. They had guys there, Paul White's there, all that kind of stuff, JR's there. Why not get JR, one person to help out, one person I've got JR can help out, Christopher Daniels, they need to start a developmental program. That's going to be had, the power plant. Either QT Marshall, what's the fucking nightmare? You use their fucking dojo, or create their own dojo, just do something. I feel like that's what it's scripts.
And they have done that. But they have done that. That's where they got the That's where they got the energy.
It's not efficient yet.
But they have
it's like we're taking guys. This is before WWE, like they're holding in and have no development. It's like it's not great, Puerto Rico is great. The Middle Japan, it's no pro. It's just like great. We're picking up. This just have your own. We need a program. That's our
But talking about where they should be training people, ROH TV this week, the show featured Athena, made her return in a win over the band. You also have Undisputed Kingdom. They beat Jacoby Watts and Nick Camarado in a proving ground matchup. Meanwhile, you had they picked up the win in the main event. That closes the loop on the Convergence this week. We spent a lot of time on AEW and ROH. This is not really ROH, but AEW this week because coming off of the pay-per-view, they had a lot going on throughout the week with let's talk real quick about WWE. We're going to go into WWE in a bit. I did want to highlight a couple of comments that we got in the comment section here. We got Brandon World who says, my point, they should be using ROH for that. We also have Jesus who says, let's be real, the benefit of Gaijins doing excursions there because their roster is old and stale. We also got Big Man Dogs who says, what do you mean? They already have a developmental program. It's called New Japan.
Well, that sounds funny, but it's more like New Japan's yen is down at the moment. That's the only reason why a lot of the rest of them have left. Money's not great. And plus, a lot of the Gaijins got homesick. If you're not doing a certain amount of time touring in Japan, missing your family, it's the case. To go back to what you were saying, I mean, do you think that New Japan has got the bitter end of this deal with AEW?
No, I think that New Japan has put themselves in a position where it looks like the decision making by New Japan has not been good, and thus that makes it seem like AEW is doing a WWE to them, but it's really due to New Japan's decision making.
Ghetto needs to leave because I feel like Booker's having a good look for new scheme and good to get all that old ideas. It's not his fault, it's like history shown that not every Booker gets consistently Booker at a great level. They eventually lose for English. Every great people lose. He had a great run for what it was. I think it's time for someone else to take over Book. Now, listen, the moment he got rid of the internal title and they're leaking get this guy out of here.
Yeah, RBG says, let's be real, NJPW could benefit Gaijins doing excursions there, and because their roster is old and stale. That's a good point. I mean, you saw it with Jack Perry. Jack Perry really found himself and found his character in New Japan. Someone like Daniel Garcia, you send him over to New Japan, I think it would be very good right now.
Yes, for Jack quick it was. He wasn't even there for long. Jack Perry wasn't even in Japan for that long. Or strong or in Japan for that long. It was legit a flying visit. And that's actually impressive how quickly he come along. Even his promos. I'm like, them backstage New Japan promos is what helps a lot of wrestlers become great promo artists and he picked it up. So yeah, if you want this for real.
Yeah.
And Jay. Strong manager.
Yeah, you saw that with Jay White, Will Ospreay, the backstage promos like turned up from night to day. Like you saw it periodically throughout their runs, and they got better and better on promos, and it did the same thing in like one tour for Jack Perry. Sid Guevara, Daniel Garcia, even someone like a Ricky Starks. I think Ricky Starks would be huge in Japan. Even just his charisma would be off the charts in Japan.
Sammy Guevara, if they could turn the promo around, I'll be shocked. Sammy Guevara has been issue that Austin Theory has where I don't believe the toolkit. You're like, yeah, it's so expensive. Yes, but I put up with it. That's Sammy's problem, which is the thing is. Josh is on his phone, but I'm tired of the phone, so I'm picking it up as I'm talking, so it sounds like I'm trying to make a point.
Yeah, he does that shit. I mean, it's like so simple. Something that's so simple, he tends to drag.
Yeah.
Then 5 minutes to talk about something that's just like.
You used me in that time of being used. I'm not putting up with it anymore.
They put the title on Naito. That's New Japan. That's what I said. They just create their own rockets. WWE, we're going to switch it up this week because we're going to start with NXT, the show that we usually end our WWE talks about, because they had a huge show, probably their most buzzworthy episode since the Wednesday Night War, as TNA Knockouts champion Jordan Grace was revealed as Roxanne Perez's opponent for NXT Battleground in a shocking reveal. You also had Beechin picked up the win over Tatum Paxley, while Kamani Jordan picked up the win over Brent Sinclair, took both ladies to qualify for the NXT Women's North American Championship ladder match at NXT Battleground. Yes, my daughter has a Pride bottle. She wants me to show you. Pride bottle.
You guys made that.
One Pride bottle at a fair. She won a Pride bottle at a fair. You want to say hi?
Hello. I say hi. If I'm sponsoring the podcast as well.
No, they're not. I don't want to get sued. Logan Paul.
But give me that buddy, the real one. Just saying.
Okay, I am good on that. Meanwhile, next thing, yeah, next scene, head of the world's famous rapper, world's famous quote unquote, appearing in the new NXT North American Women's Championship. Red also revealed she will be the host of NXT Battleground coming up next Sunday, as well as escorted NXT champion Trick Williams and Javon Evans to the ring for their win over Dallas in the main event. And all well for Trick. Last legend attempted the extra about the intense on medical for events. Only for AEW star former Ring of Honor star NXT champion. Last couple of weeks, a big return, a big debut, I think, for even big news. We'll say AEW on WATV of NXT. Sadly, noteworthy episode of NXT. Sexy Red, TNA collaboration, and even.
I feel like Jordan Grace should have been in WWE by now. And you can tell that they're very high on Jordan Grace. Her contract last year, but I assume this is her last contract with TNA for many reasons. And I think this is the more factor. Guys like Josh Alexander continue signing. With him gone, it feels like no one has done this and it's great. She's one of the things the I feel like we're not sad.
What the fuck? Come on, bro.
Pending presence gonna come with the division, so it's exciting, yeah. It's great thing, you know. I like the great track that I've seen in her song when you saw it come out. Alongside the album, I go go sexy, go down, da 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 da, pop pop pop, or the booty pop again. I didn't mind that. It's been used there, and a part of me's wondering what would happen if it didn't get even paid. Would have took his face rubbed off? I don't know, but it's a good thing. Yo, I was looking when that looked like that was gonna be the main event of Battleground. It's like, damn, did they rate NXT for all their good workers again? Yeah,
The draft?
they did.
You got the at the main event. Jeez.
I mean, this is what Charlie ready to do. I'm smoking. They get the big up to the right now. And it's posted next. It's turnaround. I didn't do it because I thought it was that coming out there. So yeah, the guy that
Fuck.
Wrestling didn't work out. I'm like, this is not good for me. Let's do great with it. I like it. It's a perfect fit. He's the sports entertainer. He can wrestle. He's one of those wrestlers where people pretend. It's kind of like if you do a promo, for some reason promo guys are called trash wrestlers when that's not a thing. When he's one of those guys, yeah, give me MJF. As much as I say spoon, he can go in the ring. That I'll never lie. He can go in the ring. Ethan Page can go in the ring. Basically, what I'm talking about, I don't like to fake face about my family. I want to make my family proud. My daddy worked my job. My dad. Oh, my dad. Okay, great. He was a heel, douchebag heel, smiley to the dimples. 6 months running NXT, messing up. This guy's great.
God damn it.
NXT champion. When he represented the thing, it was like, he does not look out of place. It looked right. It looked it looked absolutely right. Like, to the point that even though I'm very high on Trick Williams, I think Trick is probably going to be better in the chasing than he is going to be as champion. So I wouldn't even mind if they put the title on either Dave next.
And you know what? He is a victim of timing. Because look what he was facing during the time when he was coming up. Bello's gone, Ilya's gone. It's kind of crap. Two guys that need to protect him, making him look good, are gone. So now you're left with guys, you know, they're not really ready, you know. Yeah, they're building him up to be back on that level. But you're right. Even what they need. It reminds me of old NXT when you're wrestler bubble. But this is great. They need someone of that kind of name to give him some sort of credit. So, yeah. But here's another thing. It's like, and he is this generation of that he feels in NXT. Like, a guy that they lost much higher level here on NXT. I'm going to ask you guys for the great showing up on NXT and this WWE TNA rivalry that's happening. Before we get into the news of the details behind the great secret.
Oh, my first honest thought was, wow, Jordan Grace is being fed to Roxanne. That's what we're getting. That's what I said. that was my honest thought. So, it's cool to see. We all know her ass ain't winning. And I love Jordan Grace. So that's like,
How you know?
it's a lot.
If you're gonna make an impact, open it. I'm trying to like it's like 10%.
And I ain't want to lose. They were full thing. Honestly, that was my first thought. Right? I don't know. I guess I gotta wait and see more what this whole thing is going to be, what this direction is going to be. Because, again, we've seen situations where there's all talk and nothing happens. So, so far, we'll see Jordan Grace, but then she's the only one that's shown. Like, I want to see more. But, all right, who else is going to be there? Is Alexander going to show up? Is Moose your world champion? No, show up. I'm just saying, he's your champion, right? He's the champion.
Listen, you can go push other people down the stairs somewhere else. Leave WWE alone, okay? And then just
Oh my God.
Right, we need a disclaimer for that. Oh my God.
oh my god. I don't know. It might be fantasy.
Okay, but everything else, I mean, what else happened on NXT? We had Young Thug that showed up I already got
I can't unsee. I've been so
Bro, yo, when he said that, I was like, oh man. That reminds me of the Photoshop.
I don't see the difference. I don't see the difference.
besides that, I think Ethan Page, I was going to see
Now
him.
she's past
I
it.
think he's in a good spot.
Are you
I think
giving
this
me?
is good. This is a
I
good
think
situation
it might be
for him.
it might be
I do agree.
perhaps
Like,
then.
I think NXT is sustainable because if he goes to the main roster, I think he's dead in the water. The main roster, even though he's a good talker, but there's so many guys. And the way I see WWE now, it's like, you know, there's not but at the same time, it's like, all right, this person got signed, they're going there. Whose spot is what picking order is he going? Because he ain't taking close spot. When Roman's there, nobody's taking his spot. If Seth is back, nobody's taking Seth's spot. When Punk is back, nobody's taking his spot. You know? So it's like, it's one of those things that when guys get signed to WWE, it's like, it's cool, but then it's like, where are they going to be at, right? When it comes to that. So I think Page, this is a good spot for him, and I think he could benefit a lot. I think he becomes their best talker next. Automatically. As soon as they sign him, he's like their best talker. Like, that's, you know, there's no question to that. So I think he's in a good spot. It's just a matter of, like, everything else is just interesting, just because, like, even outside of the WWE and all the stuff, like, you know, he has like, a lot of stuff going. Like, he runs a lot of businesses, a lot of projects he's doing. So I wonder what's gonna happen with that. Is he still gonna be a part of that? Because he does own like a toy company. He owns that. He does other stuff. So it's gonna be interesting to see where that goes. Because he said himself, he's not signed to a deal. He's not signed. But he's signed. Yeah. So like I see where he's going with it. Yeah, I think he's going with it, which is funny. But it works out for him because he can kind of pull that off. He's a douchebag. Heel, so it works out. So good for him. I really hope everything works out for him. Because you know, it was AEW. Things didn't work out, unfortunately. So, but this is a good thing for him. He's a talker. He's a character. And, you know, he could probably use more of his characters there as well. So, we'll see.
Zach, imagine this. NXT champion Ethan Page versus TNA Josh Alexander.
Oh,
They WWE say we did the dream match center. You won it. We did it here in WWE.
and it's your book. That's right, man.
Do you think you can win it? Just thinking,
How delightful. I've been doing
just change
well,
things
pal.
up. No face thing. Because what time
And yet I suppose the path ahead seems to be
I don't think
little.
they will. Because they really let him trick them. Do you think, okay, Trick wins it? Battleground there, the next show, Ethan wins it. So that way it's like, okay, you've had some more of a little bit of a run. Yeah, you say something like that. Like, and especially, oh yeah, they're gonna do, that's what they're gonna fix that. They're gonna Trick win at Battleground, and then Ethan Page beats Trick at Heatwave in Toronto. It just makes sense. Like in Canada, Ethan Page wins the NXT Championship night, and Josh Alexander comes at the end. Josh Alexander comes at the end for the pole. Imagine that happen. As a new report says that WWE is likely set to work with TNA more following Jordan Grace's appearance on NXT. She appeared to be Roxanne Perez's opponent for NXT Battleground. She's the current TNA Knockouts champion, and she is also set to compete against Stevie Turner on next week's NXT. According to PW Insider, the belief among those backstage is that there will be some kind of NXT representation on the future TNA of the as well. There's no word on specifics, including how many appearances might happen, or whether it could be anyone beyond Perez. TNA's next tapings are against all odds on June 14th, and a TV taping on June 15th. It is not confirmed that any NXT appearances are set for either of those dates. Fightful Select had some more details on TNA Knockout Champion Jordan Grace, saying that in terms of her TNA contract status, as Sat was asking earlier, Grace is still currently under contract with TNA Wrestling, and her current deal reportedly has about a year plus remaining on its time frame.
it should be expiring at the beginning of 2025. WWE reportedly hid away both Grace and Ethan Page before NXT's TV tapings, and the show was said to have been a more secretive than usual. Incomplete rundowns for the show featured Lita and Alexa Bliss as placeholders for Jordan Grace's surprise appearance. WWE even used Lita's theme as a placeholder during rehearsals. NXT talents were said to be pleasantly surprised by the announcement that Grace will be wrestling next week. And Perez was also legitimately surprised by Grace's debut, which is something that she basically told them not to tell her, so her reaction to the moment would be more genuine. Grace's upcoming Battleground appearance is said to be part of an agreement with Grace and NXT that will have her make at least 3 appearances. This will include 2 advertised matches and her appearance on Tuesday Night Show. Sources within NXT claim that Grace is going to make at least 6 figures for her NXT appearances. So 3 appearances is probably more than she's making in the next year plus with Yes, Adrian Concepcion and Johnny Russo were said to be the ones responsible for the TV segment for Jordan Grace. NXT talent were unaware of the announcement. New NXT superstar Ethan Page reportedly found out about it ahead of time as he and Grace were at Cesar Granolla's former AEW talent's house before the reveals. They both reportedly saw each other before that and became aware of their NXT debuts. Additionally, Fightful reports that the door, the Forbidden Door, is now open for future crossovers between NXT and TNA. Some were concerned that Scott D'Amore's exit from TNA would shut the door for possible crossovers since he helped out with Reese's Royal Rumble appearance and putting that together on his way out of the company. However, Fightful notes that individuals within TNA have said that the lines of communication between WWE and TNA are still open. PW Insider had more details on her status. The deal was said to be kept extremely confidential in TNA, and the majority of staff were not told about it. TNA's creative team was likewise not told of her deal. Only TNA President Anthony Sazzone and TNA Executive Producer Ariel Schinzer were involved, with Jenner taking the point position for this deal. As a result of the secrecy, this week's episode of TNA Impact was edited late in the game to include a recap of Grace on NXT. And during NXT rehearsals, the run sheet listed Alexa Bliss, like we said before, with Roxanne Perez, and Lita's entrance music was played during rehearsals. A few people in WWE noted that Roxanne Perez legitimately didn't know who would be coming out, and it's believed that NXT will take part in TNA Against All Odds in Chicago, Illinois next Friday. That show, over 2 weeks from Friday, or a week from Friday, excuse me, will have given an open challenge for the TNA Knockouts Championship, and there may even be NXT involvement at Slammiversary in Montreal too. TNA is hoping that the crossover with NXT will provide a boost in ticket sales, and like we mentioned earlier, Grace's TNA is currently set to expire in the first quarter of 2025. What do you think is like the big potential here? And I got asked this question on AE Ramble, so I asked you, Sat, what do you think WWE gets out of this collaboration with TNA?
Well, obviously, envision this match: Slammiversary, Moose versus Dante Chen. Oh my gosh, Dante's come so far with his victory recently. They're strapping the Rocket team in. That's the level of talent we expect to see on TNA. Dante Chen. Obviously, in the Vincent K. McMahon playbook, survey the land. What talents do you have? You know, it's kind of like Georgia Championship Wrestling, only deducted by the TV star. You know, they got their little spies, they look at the wrestlers, they're like, oh, wrestlers, oh, crap, Nash Carter. I guess you're not a suitor. Come back. You know, put the wrestlers back together. We gotta train the girl. We get in as well, MSK. You know, know, so for me, what I see is WWE gets a better look of a company they're potentially buying out in the future, taking the video, like taking their social media. Because that's the only thing I can see. WWE can't play ball. They're addicted to taking talent. That's what happens, right? They take what makes them a star. Josh Alexander, Josh Darling. Because, you know, they need more workers. Because that's the thing. Since most of the great players in AEW, Triple H is thinking, man, alright, oh, I'm a star. You know what I'm saying? I'm just thinking that this is just a covert operation to bring in talent. What do we get of it? Nothing. They don't get nothing. Maybe it's NXT reps. You know, Jelani Jordan. We win a women's title, maybe. Women's tag titles? You know, maybe give it to Metaphor. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Before the news of like the TNA changes behind the scenes, I believe this the reason for WWE to do this deal is it maybe makes them like, oh, we're this whole Blake run has been about. It's been about baby face. They've always been the evil empire. They don't work with anybody. They don't want to mention anybody. But now they're open. We're going to GCW events. We're letting our team to a GCW show. We're letting our talent for Marigold. We're letting our talent for TNA. We're ready for a TNA champion. It's all baby face. WWE.
Yeah, and anybody who's my goodness. You know what I'm saying? Like, just keep them away. Just all I can say is that. But maybe it's title. Give it to Agent Praxis. You know, when they do champion, that's what I'm saying. No offense from here. I'm excited about Bruce versus Trick. So, you know, Bruce versus NXT the gym. What do they have? I can't put big names in there. Maybe Jason start because even with Javon Evans, he just started, but because they left him on the babyface side, that's how it's rushed. Obafemi, let Obafemi become the TNA World Champion. One for shits and giggles.
I know. Happen to like sometimes.
But before we move on, yeah, Jordan Grace used to travel with the North, so her and Ethan Page, they do have a relationship. I remember one podcast which was talking about how then she walked into Stank, and I was like, Elgin. Then I told him about Elgin stinks. So Elgin was stinking up her room. So that's the only reason why I got told for it. No source. Then you know who I'm talking about. Told me Elgin stinks. Like, the smell.
Well, I have been told by Josh Alexander that she one of the first people that Jody Grace called about her appearance at the Royal Rumble. So yeah, she has a very close relationship with Josh. So obviously, I would think that she has a pretty good relationship with Ethan Page as well. We'll report at some other details on NXT this week. Some details about Ethan Page's surprise debut. Just like reports that NXT has been interested in bringing in Page since he had left AEW. Shawn Michaels served as a stand-in for Page during rehearsals, and Booker T was listed in Page's place on announced. They actually played Shinsuke Nakamura's theme during his rehearsals, and it was noted that Johnny Russo was the writer for the segment. Joseph's allusion to almost saying AEW was to no surprise the script in the script. The report also notes that Sexy Red, who appeared on the show, will be the host of NXT Battleground. It was praised by sources in NXT and was said to be easy to work with. She is expected to make more appearances on WWE NXT TV after her Battleground gig, and one source compared her presence moving forward similar to Poppy. Gigi is the best this week's NXT. Her storyline with Erica Price have been dropped. There is no word as of yet of why that has occurred, but it is a rather big note there. And then the last note is LA former NXT talent Gabe Stevenson with the NFL's Buffalo Bills. He has reports that Stevenson signed a 3-year rookie deal with the Bills, and he will play on the defensive line. If hypothetically Stevenson were to win the Super Bowl, he would be the only thing for the second year to win an Olympic gold and a Super Bowl ring. First one, that's the problem. But to win a Super Bowl,
Thomas Jefferson extension.
Steve said, you know, GMC, just go back to the competitors. You know, trajectory store, UFC, invested for that. He tested it back to the early age, you know, allegedly.
Yeah, there's no teams.
It's not getting from that. But
It's just weird. It's just this game. This guy.
Shelton Benjamin, sport athlete, one level, focused amateur wrestling. He was getting into a sport that he had no business getting into. Just like he said, actually, I don't know, Sigma was an amateur wrestler. That's like, because in the UK, we don't have amateur wrestlers. He'd say, I'm going to America to be an amateur wrestler.
I'm saying this way, you would ask, the shit is weird. Like, it's so random. I'm like, this is not even playing football to even get silent. Like, what dirt if he has a slide build technique to the team? I'm just saying. Like, I'm just saying.
Big man each round.
Oh, we got a super chat note. Shit. We got a super chat donation first from Will Chisholm. Thank you so much. Always appreciate the support. Keep coming with those super chat donations as always. He says it's nasty WWE worked with TNA and Miracle with Julia, and Nick Khan was at a Pokemon show in LA, and WWE really trying to do a women's show. LOL. Sorry, I don't trust it. I mean, I think that we have all kind of expressed it in not being really aggressive ways, but we all kind of see what the maybe isn't really good. It's a ploy to maybe release themselves as they have a bunch of big news that we'll talk about shortly here about lawsuits, U.S. government investing. That makes wrestling fans forget about all that stuff and only pay attention to that. That's them baby facing themselves, making themselves look like the good guy that wants to work with everybody. And also, like Sam alluded to, they're prepping to probably buy TNA's tape like there, at the very least.
Yeah. That's how I feel. Like, I just don't think it's genuine. That's just how I feel. All this shit in there, it's not, I don't think it's that much good for that people think it is.
It's a Trojan horse.
I mean, that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is.
It is. Will Chisholm also with a super sticker. Thank you so much, Will. As always, we appreciate the support that you always give us. Appreciate you, sir. Big Man Dog says, so Abel Stevenson is the next IWGP champ. Hell, yeah. To the fucking up. They are not going to care.
I mean,
I mean, Big Man Dogs has a lot of bad takes, but it's probably the worst questions he's ever.
it's in a, you know what, they just go to your brand, they need someone right now. And the people come to fuck me, you think about it? Oh, okay. That's right, you should sleep with an IWG.
But then look at this, look at this salesman trying to sell me this crap. Trying to sell Gable Stevenson. Leave him alone. Leave him alone.
Only quotes in fan events.
Oh, saying sad through another job to read.
Listen, the baddest Houston brother is the WWE. No proof to Castro.
Facts.
Facts.
You know, it's funny we did say that before a while back.
Hmm. Okay. Faith, Arcane, and Dex. But you can't put a move on it. Okay.
Like we did say that his brother had the charisma for the company. Gabe Steven has nothing. It's like watching.
The simple, he's 10% he looks more. He looks things alive and he's not sleeping for things. Damon Kemp's got a lot to work on, but at least he looks like that he enjoys wrestling. He's trying to engage with wrestling. His brother, someone posted earlier like his dog match with Trevor Lee. Eesh, my goodness.
Yeah.
You know, they say the key to the wrestling is being between moves. It's like for the whole thing. I'm like, you compared to Trevor, like, oh, get the fuck out of there. And then, listen,
He was duped, man. He's everybody. And I said it too. Said by witness. The comparison to Kurt Angle, I always thought it was unfair. Like not only in general, but even to Stevenson himself. So I'm just like, now you're just putting a fucking unrealistic idea of the guy that he's supposed to be. Not everyone being Kurt Angle was the situation that they luckily worked out because the guy had so much charisma. That's why it worked out too. Like not only was he a great wrestler, but there's other aspects in wrestling that he was good at. And this guy doesn't have that. Stevenson never had that.
I don't want to exaggerate. I don't know if this is a bigger downfall than Dopest, but this guy was endorsed by Paul Heyman.
Why did he get it?
Steph Heyman. I remember wrestling daily. He was sitting there, I say, this guy could be future WWE champion because he did backflips and stuff like that. And then all the allegations came from like, man, it's off black. They gotta let it go. It's not fair. It seems like the black people with the reputation that leaves the company. And Josh Briggs and the film of the world allegedly get to stay. Josh Briggs, always. When I see, you know what? I'm just gonna chat the fan of the screen. Disgusting. But the black people with the alleged stuff, they're not about to get shut the door. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
All the people who hate black people, they really pushed like butt. Like, they really, I remember that shit. They really was pushing for him, and then he was even drafted. So
Yeah, he was drafted. His mom and dad was in the draft. Yeah.
he was even drafted to Raw.
Exactly.
He was drafted to Raw in 2021.
And he did nothing. He's meant to be training, and he's like, guys, can I go try out for amateur wrestling? That's when you knew they should have known, dude, his heart's not in this, man. It's just because, I don't know, someone, Joe Briscoe, Brock Lesnar, they must went to him, this could be next future. He lied that he likes wrestling. He shows he didn't really care for wrestling. Maybe Robert likes wrestling, he just followed the rule. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably it. WWE, we'll move on for WWE. Last night at SmackDown, and we had a reenactment of a famous angle on SmackDown as the show featured AJ Styles addressing his future in a takeoff of the infamous, famous Mark Henry retirement angle. Styles came down in a big blue suit, cutting an emotional promo about his family and career before inviting Cody Rhodes out, saying that this is the house that AJ Styles built, but now he was given the keys to Cody. Cody raised AJ's arm all across the ring before AJ clotheslined his head off, beat him down before ending the attack with a Styles Clash off of the steel steps to the floor, while Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson of the OC held off security and Nick Aldis and officials as they stood tall to end the show as AJ Styles put himself back in position for a shot at the undisputed WWE Championship. Meanwhile, Nia Jax did her crowning as Queen of the Ring, which she invited out WWE Women's Champion Bayley, who was attacked from behind by Piper Niven and Chelsea Green, with Green warning Nia that Baker will be champion by SummerSlam. This led to Nevin and Green beating Bailey and Naomi in the main event matchup. You had LA Knight, made his matches known for Logan Paul's United States Championship in a funny exchange with Carmelo Hayes, where Carmelo Hayes fumbled over his lines, and LA Knight has no chill at all, just exposing him.
Ooh.
It had me dead. Chill. No fucking chill. No fucking chill. Oh, my God. With Solo Sikoa, but it was Kevin Owens who came out to the ring, leading to a fantastic promo exchange with Paul Heyman, who tried to help and save KO from the bloodline, only to get so upset at him not listening that he accidentally hit Owens. This led to a brawl between the bloodline and KO in the Street Profits, but in the end, it was the bloodline picking up the victory as Tama Tonga and Tama Loa, the former Gorillas of Destiny, had their tag team debut in WWE, get the win over former champions, the Street Profits, in a good matchup. Any thoughts on last night's SmackDown set? Yes, the baby boots. The baby boot suit, the pink suit. But this is another instance where comparisons hurt it, because Mark Henry convinced us to Billy Goods that he was retired. I was not fooled for a second by AJ Styles.
All I can say, what the Public Enemy podcast said, never trust guys in costume suits. Nothing good's gonna happen out of the situation. The only thing I took away from that episode was, all of a sudden, AJ Styles of the OC, he was on the lower third, on the bottom. I was like, interesting. And then he had Gallows and Anderson come out, like, this is interesting. And then Gallows and Anderson stopped the referees from interfering. I'm like, yes, he's in the OC, ruling right. Well, listen, if you're gonna have a grumpy AJ Styles as a heel, he needs his boys reaching as a babyface, dead in the water, maybe as a heel, a tough, badass chick. That could be the rejuvenation on the main roster. I'm hoping that out of this, it is beat up Cody Rhodes, beat up John Cena, and beat up Cody Rhodes. Because Cody Rhodes needs adversity in this feud, as in like the hoops they get to go through to get revenge. Even if the title, his title is what AJ wants. It makes sense that in order to change up the storyline, adding the OC give weeks of Cody beats Gallows, Cody beats Anderson. Cody beats Anderson Gallows in a handicap match. that is his whole Randy Orton tags up or whatever piece into the storyline. I feel like, even though it was a reboot or a remake of an original segment, it was a good, a good new chapter in this feud reigniting, because they had a great match in Lyon, France. AJ Styles is in the twilight of his career, he's not ready to retire just yet. It's a great usage of him, and I'm excited to see where this goes. Cody Rhodes continues to be the most wholesome babyface. Even his emotions, I feel like he draws from real emotions. It's not him. He's not gonna do the Tony Khan. Tony Khan does that a little bit. You know what I'm talking about. Tony Khan does that when he's trying to be sympathetic. With Cody, it comes from a real place. I enjoy that, and I can't wait to see what happens next. On the whole of SmackDown, Queen Nia, woohoo! And Nia, apologist / defender. It was great that I've been. She's redeemed me. Her Baron Corbin both redeemed me. So I'm like, me said, I don't like to follow a crowd like, did you telling me I should boo this guy? I'm like, why should I boo this person? And here, both you don't like them. I can see what they could be. This is the Nia Jax I wanted from NXT, getting on the main roster. You said it months ago where she stopped watching tapes of Andre the Giant and Kevin Nash, and she's watching like Big Bang Vader and Bam Bam Bigelow. That's the style she wrestled now. She lost weight, that means her cardio's down. She's bumping more in this run than she ever did in her last run, because, she's a giant, tippy, tippy. Now every month she's doing them sentons, she's bumping, she has redeemed herself. And her as a queen, it fits her because she's very happy, very charismatic. And you got one wrestler on Raw who treats her as a prize, as a trophy. She's old school, where she can wear it. She's a queen. She's King Mabel, but female.
Oh, King April. That's a good. That's a good gimmick. That's a good gimmick.
Nation here. Thank you so much. Once again, with Chisholm, he says, when Paul Heyman said, "Who's we?" in my head, I said, "The final boss." In the final boss voice, LOL. Yes, I do. I do feel that the Rock is pulling all the strings in this whole story with the bloodline. I thought that the bloodline was great last night with that promo sheet with Heyman and Kevin Owens, and I thought they set up the AJ Styles final segment really well. They built it up throughout the show with multiple segments that made it feel important, and I wasn't surprised that a bunch of people were moved by that whole segment to begin with. I wasn't at all. I was telling Cody, it's a trap! It's a trap! Josh,
He was in the company when it happened as well. He was in the company when it happened as well. Cody, hanging out with the man.
oh, you know what's gonna happen.
Hang up, sat down, maybe at that time. You know what's gonna happen.
Gosh. Poor Papa Cody, idiot. But we got some news to discuss coming out of SmackDown, which I'm sure is going to make Josh facepalm once again. This is another edition of the McMahon succession. The United States Attorney for the Southern District of New York has officially filed a notice. Wrong picture. Sorry, Jordan Grace. I don't want to talk about you during this. He filed a notice of appearance in the civil lawsuit by former WWE employee Janelle Grant against WWE former executive chairman Mr. McMahon and former executive John Laurinaitis, granting the plaintiff a stay in her case pending a non-public investigation. As reported by Bloomberg, Grant's lawsuit has been put on pause at the request of the United States Justice Department, and the pause will last for 6 months. Essentially, the civil lawsuit has been put on pause until the non-public investigation has been completed. The office of Ann Callis, attorney of Janelle Grant, issued the following statement to 411 Mania on the decision. It said, Ms. Grant has consented to a request by the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York to stay her case against Mr. McMahon, WWE, and Mr. Laurinaitis, pursuant in a pending non-public investigation. We will cooperate with all appropriate next steps. As previously reported, this man is currently under federal investigation due to the allegations Grant made against him. The Wall Street Journal reported that the investigators are looking into rape, sex trafficking, and sexual assault, commercial sex transaction, harassment, or discrimination against current or former WWE employees. Grant previously filed a suit against WWE McMahon and Laurinaitis, alleging these allegations, and WrestleNomics Brandon Thurston reported an additional statement saying a statement from Jessica Rosenberg, which is Vince McMahon's attorney, said, we remain confident the evidence will prove Ms. Grant's allegations are false, and her complaint is nothing more than a fabrication, vindictive narrative from a disgruntled former girlfriend. The United States government has joined Janelle Grant's lawsuit as an interested party. As PW Insider notes, a filing was made in the lawsuit by the U.S. government with Assistant United States Attorney Sarah Mora Tassi from the Southern District of New York joining the case as a counsel for the United States. The report goes on to confirm that 4 sealed documents were submitted to the court on Thursday on behalf of the attorney for the United States. So, in a week where Donald Trump gets charged with all charges, looks like his buddy Vince McMahon may be joining. What do you think, Sam?
The cost.
So we'll start with Josh. Josh hasn't said anything. We'll start with you.
All this, I mean, Vince did it. I'm still convinced he did something. So, throw the book in the ass.
Yeah, I can't say otherwise. Yeah, it just seems like this is going from bad to worse for Vince at every time.
And it was funny because, like, on Twitter, right? And I've been saying this for a long time. Like, Twitter's such a toxic platform, especially when it comes to like wrestling and all this stuff. Because when this whole thing got reported, right? It we got out there that the lawsuit was being paused, was being hold, right? A lot of people assumed, like, oh, he doesn't have a case. Oh, this helps Vince, right? But yeah, they ignore the details of file being paused, and I'm like, no, it's because the fucking government is getting worse. Like, it's worse. Like, more. Like, more. I mean, what? And that's the shit that is, like, crazy to me. That when it comes to me, I feel the way that I feel about Vince. And it's like, to me, it's just like, yeah, he's done. And he, you know, like, a lot of people try to use, like, oh, you know, but what's it for him? Oh, wrestling wouldn't be where it's at. I'm like, to me, at this point, it doesn't even fucking matter. If the man did slimy shit, if he did all the shit that's being alleged, then he deserves what he gets. Like, it doesn't matter what accomplishments you've had. It doesn't take away from the shitty shit that he's done. And if all this is true, then he's getting what he deserves.
What's your response to all these things?
I'm saying that I can see that the cost of tributing have bad did Trump down to man. I just wanted to highlight that point. Because what Josh said about him saying that about Jane Preston. Jane Preston remains his purpose. Vince started to change wrestling in the 80s. Vince very aggressive in the last 20 years. He should have kept that from the moment he made the strategy. That they should have took the pen away from him. So 2001 onwards, wrestling became much bad. And no, we had this guy systematically kill our spirit and our emotions. Watching wrestling, asking ourselves, watching this. Because it used to be good. They're not getting good again. Because we were taught from the 80s and 90s that Vince figures it out eventually. And then we're 20 years ago, never figured it out. To the point where he got outed. You could say that it was from the Dopest era when John Laurinaitis became in charge of hiring women. That's when his perverted behavior amplified. Because during the 90s, you had, you know, again, Paul Nakano, beautiful woman, but, you know, he's not going to promote Paul Nakano. You know, maybe trying to take a lot to blame, but, you know, his ass kicked, you know. So I felt like it was from 2004 onwards, you could probably say that Laurinaitis is probably his guy picking out, you know, women. It started from there. So it seems that at that timeline, that's when his perversion was even more ramped up. Him wanting to be the father of his daughter's baby, you know. So that's for a guy. Say, everybody said for a guy who's ashamed to be from the South. He has tendency allegedly the people in the South have, you know. I hate the South of wrestling. Because it's WWE people down there. I gotta draw or something. And then you want to bring your daughter, very, very incestuous, very backwards country-esque. Yeah. It's about rubbish. If it wasn't all it is, used to be running and making us watch the most horrible version of Twitter. And then him and Bob Teeth ruining the presentation of TV. So Karma is a bitch. It's taken how he is. This is for Owen. This is for all of the guys that don't get grace. Instead,
Yes, and I wouldn't be surprised if Steph gets a best too. Anyway, we do got a chat donation here from Chuck Berries. Thank you so much, Chuck Berries, for the support as always. He says, "Who do you guys think gets the better reaction and flash after Piper Niven or Bailey? That match was made official on the after show, the SmackDown Lowdown. It seems like European fans, says Chuck Berry's Europe loves them some Bailey as much as myself. LOAI, LOL. But I would say I wouldn't be surprised if Bailey got a bigger reaction than Piper Niven, only because Piper Niven's character has only been focused on for the last couple of weeks to build her up for Clash of the Castle. I think she's going to get a big reaction because it's going to be in Scotland, but I wouldn't be surprised if Bailey got as big or bigger a reaction.
Well, let's not discount the fact that she used to be Viper in Scottish independence. So there will be people that remember her run from Grimrest. She's one of the OGs. I feel like the Stardom guys just kind of get lost in history now. Don't forget, like, you know, the Blair Davenport, Tony Storm, Jamie Hayter, Viper, they're all women that kind of, you know, paved the way for being the guys in Japan and going into, you know, major wrestling promotions. It's a great opportunity for her. Because the last match of the cast, they had no Welsh person to walk to the point where if I bring back Mason Ryan for this occasion. But I'm happy that they brought up and kind of like the, you know, if she can have a great outing and this focus shows her in a different light and achieve something. So obviously we know Bailey's winning, but it doesn't shut down the fact that they have a time opportunity in front of a hometown crowd, something bitch would never do. So ignorant. Push Pipe off. The Pipe is off. Which was great. It's Chelsea, right? It's Chelsea. No. In the match. And I think it's like the negotiations in the match. The biggest kind of way. You know, in a couple of months, you know, it's still developing what she is as a big fish champion. It's a great opportunity again for Pipe.
I think they're just using, they're kind of using Bailey, like, I tend to forget that she's champion. Because they don't really show her position.
The new song sucks, alright? How does a song have two intros? Now, I think that's the issue. The song has two intros. The OG intro, you did the Egyptian sounding bit. You're like, why is, and she comes out from the second intro. So that popped up instant because there's still a second intro starting, and then the song starts. It's one of those songs, had it had lyrics, it would be palatable. It sounds like they're trying to go for Paramore-esque. I can't say, oh, it's crap. It sounds like a pop, you know, something Paramore would sing, you know, a very NXT emo rocky track. It needs some singing. Because I just want two intro. I'm sorry, it sucks. The theme song sucks. Balls. Sucks ass. But to answer your question, yay, Piper. I think it'd be 50-50. Hey, baby. I want to know. You want to get monetized. So I'm sorry.
We got another super chat donation here from El Chisholm. Thank you once again. Well, he says, to be fair to Cody, he was a big fan of Sting and Rey Mysterio, and they stay had people turn on. That is true. He has dumb baby face.
I'm sorry, there's no excuse. Cody was not fans for that. It's like the fans who actually fell for that. I'm sorry. I just had to get that out there. How the fuck did you fall for that? Like, how did you fall for that? Like, and then let's talk about the suit that Adrian was wearing. Like, what the fuck? Some tacky ass suit. That looked like he was going to that prom. Remember like that episode of Fresh Prince? Where Carlton, you know, like when Will Queen Latifah, and then, you know, Carlton was having a bad night. That's what the suit looked like. It looked like that.
He looked like he went to solo Lois Taylor. That shit ain't good. That shit ain't. Solo Taylor isn't. You got a fitted suit yet, bro.
He did a kind of Riley Von Wagner thing where he goes to the close and he ducks. Cody punches and then OC chop block him, and then you still have the ending. Because it would have protected Cody more, right? OC's there to even the odds to overpower him. Then you'd be like, oh, this Cody's right, you know.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought they were going to do like two-speed with all the former Bullet Club members, and then all three of them jump Cody. I think that would have worked better instead of trying to do the exact copy of the Mark Henry John Cena.
They love you like that storyline so much that we're overlooking the negative things.
Stokes is a heck of a drug. It very much is. It very much is. It gets us every single time. Finally, from WWE, we had WWE Raw this week. The show featured Liv Morgan beating Becky Lynch in what could possibly be Becky Lynch's final match in WWE as Liv retained the WWE Women's World Championship. Thanks to interference from none other than Dominic Mysterio. Post-match, Liv planted a big old kiss on Dirty Dom that got cut off for his US viewers, but everyone in Europe and online got to see it. Meanwhile, Gunther had his King of the Ring coronation, which was interrupted by World Heavyweight Champion Damian Priest. He talked down down about Priest winning the money in the bank and getting the world title in that fashion, which led to Drew McIntyre coming out and talking about Priest is paying attention to everybody but him, even though he's facing him at Clash at the Castle. Braun Strowman then came out to interrupt that, which led to our opening match where he beat JD McDonough. Unfortunately for JD, post-match he Braun with the steel chair, which led to Strowman chasing him around all night and eventually chasing Judgment Day around the ring during the main event, which led to Dom running the steel cage door into Becky's head, costing her the win. Ricochet and Ilya Dragunov had a rematch from the King of the Ring tournament, which went to a no contest after Braun appeared to spear both men despite being suspended. Rey Mysterio win over Carlito, while Chad Gable attempted to whip Otis for costing him the Intercontinental Championship at King and Queen of the Ring. First, it was Maxine Dupree who stopped Gable whipping Otis, and then it was Sami Zayn who came down, leading to a brawl where Gable got the better of Zayn after a distraction by Otis. What to ask you, Sat, what have you thought about the Chad Gable heel turn and his work with Alpha Academy on Raw?
Well, then I presume
It's one of them ones where
I'd explode the end
I
whatever you...
forgive spoiler effect is yeah. Spurs could have won babyface Chad Gable winning the entire WrestleMania and having the babyface champion. By doing this, it's added layers to Chad Gable as a character. It's given more equity. There's more of a ceiling for him to be a heel champion than being a fucking babyface where there's so many babyface there is. So yeah, a heel champion being a world champion, that's more feasible than him being a babyface champion. The storyline has done well for Otis. This is redeeming Otis from the pandemic. He was one of the victims of the pandemic, Otis was, because him and Mandy's moment was in front of nobody in the warehouse. So he didn't become a big star. And Vince did too much into comedy with him, so that's why he had a rehab of shaving off his facial hair, being serious. I still remember that he had a ponytail, he didn't look like someone that had squinty eyes. So they done the rehab of where Otis is legitimate, not like the comedy.
Okay, we're gonna go on intermission for a bit. Right back.
Just keep on trying till you run out of cake, and the science gets done, and you make a neat gun for the people who are still alive. Not even angry, I'm being so sincere right now. Even though you broke my heart and killed me and tore me to pieces and threw every piece into a fire. As they burned, it hurt because I was so happy for you. Now these boys of Beta make a beautiful line, and we're out of Beta, we're releasing on time. So I'm glad I got burned, and of all the things we learned for the people who are still alive. Go ahead and leave me. I think I'd prefer to stay inside. Maybe you'll find someone else to help you. Maybe Black Mesa. That was a joke. Ha ha, that chance. Anyway, this cake
Hey, what up, 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 what up? Be back.
See that? Look at that. Go to. Yeah.
Female outsiders. I like that reference. That would be very interesting. I don't see been on the 90%. Becky Lynch is going back to WWE. I would even say I'm still at 90%. The person that I think it would benefit them the most to hear an offer from AEW is Ricochet. I agree. He's the guy that has the highest ceiling out of everybody. Him and Chad Gable have the highest ceiling of anybody that we listed as far as going to AEW because they are so much top-notch workers that they would fit in very nicely in an AEW, especially someone like Chad Gable who has improved on the mic, is so good naturally on the mic that he would be even in a even better position than Ricochet if he would. But I don't see it happening for Chad because of the push he's got.
Yeah, and also I feel like it's less risky. But with men like with family, it's kind of like if it was a year ago, if it was Shooty G era, yeah, should get it. But it's fine giving it's just dudes. So it's kind of like you'll be like, let me see where I go with this. Because to go to AEW, you guess we start all over again. But it's a mechanism. You have to start at the bottom and go all the way up. It's at the point where it's like if Christian came to 2005 and actually give the SummerSlam match for Cena. Okay, I'm gonna resign. Yes. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna resign TNA. Sorry, TNA. I'm gonna see this free. I got a SummerSlam match. Actually, I got an Unforgiven match. Not Kurt Angle and Chelsea, no, but Unforgiven 2005. Sweet. But yeah, so
Chad signed in that contract and he didn't kind of title, right?
at least more money. I think he needs to bump up in pay and then give the titles reward. Good job, pal, for his title. You're one of my OG guys. Jason's a shame that it's broken. Yeah, you're one of my OG guys. You know, congratulations. So yeah, I can see that. But Natalia, again, bump up in pay would be nice because she can easily go again. She's been made. No offense. If it's not NXT, she rests on her laurels. It's only this year she stopped resting on her laurels. Because she's another one. NXT likes she can't wrestle. Or she's not that talent. She does. I don't want to do that. I'm like, yeah. We know she didn't do the opportunity. They tell her that. Let's get out. You got to have a 5-star back. Yeah. You know? So, yeah. Oh, she had this problem thing. Great match with EOS. This is the reason she actually got mine. It works. She's been doing good work over on NXT as well, but we're gonna see who is gonna listen to me, who's gonna be seen with them. We will keep you posted on that in the weeks to come. But let's go to streaming. I know, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But that's what I said. I'm gonna front all this. New Japan Pro Wrestling is final week. Dates as El Desperado beat Hayata in a very good main event to win the block. Qualifying for the semifinals, we also had Blake Christian. He lost to Kosei Fujita. Upset win. And TJP small over TJP. A very good matchup for TJP to qualify for the semifinals. Day 12 was the final night for B Block as we saw TJP Shimori in a great main event. As he won the B Block, Dragon Dia pulled off an upset win in his only win of the tournament over Kushida, and Doki pulled off the win over Robbie Eagles to qualify for the semifinals. Over on TNA Impact this week, you had Joe Hendry in the main event beating Eddie Edwards of the System. You also had Moose attacking Matt Hardy in a show-closing angle before their Against All Odds main event. You had Santana and Steve Macklin. They went to a no contest after the Rascals interfered, and ABC did battle as it was Chris Bay picking up the win over East Austin in this battle of tag team partners. Meanwhile, you had Steve Bobby, the Exhibition champion, beating Leon Slater in a good bout. And we have some big news when it comes to TNA because TNA's in turmoil here. BW reports that they have labeled several people in restructuring from Anthem
This included Dave Said, who was the creative director of Impact TNA. He has been there for over 20 years. He was the director of TNA Television, and before that, the creative director for WWE. Several other releases were from their live events division. Anthem is currently deciding who will run that in the future. They don't have a schedule as of yet, and TNA has no bookings for events past August. There is still no location or venue for Bound for Glory, the biggest event of the year, and talent don't even know about the releases that are being made. Meanwhile, R.D. Evans has exited the company. He was the head of creative, and he worked as a producer with the company. His relationship with Anthem has deteriorated over the last couple of months. This has become increasingly frustrated with Anthem's direction for the company. Evans reportedly made the decision to leave, and it was a mutual one. And in a new report, Michael Select says Louis D'Angelo, who was the former side guy Dudley, has left the company at well, and he was a part of their creative team, live events and backstage personnel. So, like we said before, WWE is putting themselves in a very good position right now. That's all I gotta say. So it doesn't look good for TNA.
Yeah. All he was just like, it's a Chikara guy, right? All he ever do is that Chikara guy, right? That's it, right?
And he took over the embassy from Prince Nana.
There you go. Yeah, that's a known name. You get what you know this guy is somebody. That's a shame. I thought he was so close.
They had Scott D'Amore as the
It does too. You know what? It does.
and this WWE feels like an aging chart, and they're still alive, but it's still going in that direction.
I feel like this is WCW at its tail end. People keep saying that. They said it for TNA so many times, but it feels like they're letting go good people that actually care about TNA. The people that put out frustration don't care. It feels like Anthem stopped caring. That's just not the more got fired because he wouldn't even know. Like, I need a bigger budget. Let's sign this guy. Let's sign that guy. You know, it's frustrating when the company you're working for are not aligning with the vision. So it is annoying. I wanted to make this because you brand. TNA is a rehab place. It's a place you go to prove yourself in the mind, prove yourself in the ring, and you go to the ring too. You know, and then even your number 3, TNA did it. So it sucks.
Yeah, and New Japan's not in good shape either. They were like another number 3 spot. So
No, I mean number 1 again.
right. But no, their cyber fight president went up and said, "Well, I'm just my number 1 goal. Even a relationship with WWE." Good luck with that.
Oh, Japan. Sorry.
It's like bring it. Stop. Come on, pro dance,
Triple A, right?
we're increasing on February. Number 1 for me with Spur versus Christian for me. Number 4 for me this week, I'm gonna go with the Casino Dynamo. Number 3 for me this week, I'm gonna go with yeah, I'll go with yeah, I'm gonna go with Swerve number 4 for me is gonna be Ospreay versus Rodman Strong for Double or Nothing. Then I'll go the Casino Gauntlet, Mercedes Willow number 2, and number 1 for me Anarchy in Europe. What's your match?
I'm gonna go with the top 3. Number 3, I'm gonna go with the Casino Gauntlet. Number 2, I'm gonna go with Mercedes Willow, and then number 1, Renegade.
Zach.
Technically Corinne was part of that week. So does that?
Well,
qualify?
we technically made King of Ring part of last week's show, but we did go on Sunday.
It's okay, sir.
You can do three. You can do three.
Do free, yeah. Anarchy in Arena. Osprey Strong for number 2. And I really like the content match. I feel like it's like they should go with in the future. The structure was great. The slow approach, everything had a meaning and it had a place. And yeah, they got the crown achievement in the 20 pounds trophy case. Yeah, it's accomplishment. Nice.
I said with some fine tuning, you put that on a pay-per-view and it can become as big for AEW as the World Weapon was for WWE.
I agree. But it's always that thing though of, because it's sudden death, why not end it at the first thing? I know that they did in number 10, but it was like, that, as a human being, you're like, why not? Why not?
I want there to be at least one time where it's just the two people in the ring and you get the pin and then we go to the back and we see all these people upset.
But it would mean though the match would end in 2 minutes, wherever it is. There's like a time limit, right? So cross up,
Monday is going to be the semifinals. So I'll start with Josh here. We got semifinal matchup. Elden he was the A block winner. He's going to be going against the B block runner-up, Milky. Who you got, Josh?
El Desperado.
Set.
El Desperado, because it feels like this generation of live in terms of being next to the that division.
He is one of the faces of the division outside of Hiromu Takahashi. It's El Desperado. That's why it's surprising he's never won a Best of Super Juniors tournament. I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to go with El Desperado to win here. Then you got Tachi Ishimori, the winner of B block, versus the runner-up of A block, TJP. I've been a big TJP supporter throughout this tournament, so I'm going with him. Zach, leave.
TJP, the alleged leader of so yeah, good film.
A legend. John? TJP as well. So in the finals, it will be TJP versus El Desperado. 40 plus. But Dominion is going to be next Sunday. We're going to be doing our show. Unfortunately, this is going to be it's evil for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship in a lumberjack match. Zach,
If Ghetto's playing 4D chess, which is the best way to stick a middle finger up to Tony Khan's nose, your ACM moves to evil. That would be fantastic. But I see Moxley winning, having, BCC helping him out and shot up. Back up. Yeah.
I think Moxley gets the win and Knight comes out to challenge him for anywhere. Josh.
Max for the one. I want no guns. So.
Then you got for the WGP and NJPW Strong Openweight Tag Team Championships. It's going to be Kenta and Chase Owens, the IWGP champions, defending against Hikuleo and El Phantasmo. Hiroki Goto, Yoshikashi Ishimori, and the NJPW Strong Openweight Tag Team champions. Chase and J-Hates, Mikey Nichols, TMBK. I'm going to go with TMBK to get more of the tag team. Josh. Set.
But my team don't need basically, with the loss of Aussie Open, it's opened up the door to take that spot number. Because you've got no GOP, no GOP. It feels like Get Over to push for like a year and they become the best tag team in the world, wherever. And typically get due for a run. After a unfortunate NXT run for both guys and main roster run for one of them, What's it? 8-4, what his counter was? He had a smash no whatever from Mars. Yeah, but
Slap down. He was slapped down.
that's
He was
just
slapped down.
yeah, slap nuts. Yeah, so TFDK for the win.
We're in agreement there. And then we got the KOBW 2024 Provisional Championship match. Yuri Uemura will defend against Great Okan. I'm going to go with Uemura to retain because he just Zach.
I love me some great but yeah, we more to win. He established the once again the stepchild or the stepbrother of the frequency tier.
Yeah, Josh.
I can't wait, I can't think we're not serious. He's right, he's a front man. I mean, he fails on screen. I give you that. He's who you want to be.
They're all going to be bangers. You got for the NJPW World Television Championship. Jeff Cobb defends against Tomohiro Ishii. Unfortunately, Ishii never wins. Sad. Smash. Smash.
I got it.
And then you got the African Shield Takami defending the Never Openweight Championship against the returning Hanar Ray. I think this is Hanar Ray's time. He gets the win. Champ. Josh.
I'm still with Shingo.
What you guys said?
You know how good a match is Hanare, because Hanare cannot push. You see the never open weight title seems to be the title for guys they want to start pushing, kind of like Gabe Kidd having the US version of the title. It's the belt that signifies, you know what, I want to push you for it.
Facts. And then we all predicted the same at the semifinals. So who wins the finals? TJP versus El Desperado. That's the super finish. Same.
I wanted to beat Desperado because you said you're number one. I see TJP needs to establish himself. Will be easy. I actually go to do it, right? It's like the Finley thing where you leave something to catch shade, be like, I thought you already could have did it. I did it too. So,
Yeah, I think TJP had the best week going into the tournament, that he needs to win this. Kind of put him on the mission that you need to win something to be the leader of United Empire. So, he wins this. Josh, who you got?
TJP.
Here we go. Frantic Girl says TJP with the tournament. We got Big Man Dogs who says Gate versus Minari to unify the titles. I love that after their match in Bergen Hall earlier this year. And then we got our super chat donation, our final one from Will Chisholm. Thank you so much, Will Chisholm. I appreciate you. He says SB3 a super why do you think TK is always? Are you like most people think TK was very TNA? I think all these things and the Amethyst hit the point that Sinclair broadcasting was at the end of 2021 with Ring of Honor, where they realized they're a TV cable network that doesn't really value or promote wrestling that well, that owns a wrestling company. So they're looking for ways to cut down on costs and eventually work their way to a sale.
That's just pretty crazy because they didn't got a lot of person that like so and the play. Either he had like some kind of like investors involved, like willing to buy it, and now they're kind of in that position. I mean, it's a weird situation. They probably thought, hey, we don't need this guy, we can probably take over, and they probably realized, oh shit, you know, we're doing. So let's get the more shit, man. Come in.
Stop the ball. What's gonna
Yeah.
It's so true. We see it.
Fucking over. It's the fucking over as well. Man, fuck, let's just tell it. Let's give you some money. Take this money.
It's our company.
Take this back.
Oh my god,
This is a great job. And it's you got less money for this shit. You did a great job.
Before a long episode of a great episode, all my business, and that's next to my co-host here, Josh. Aura himself, the spotlight is yours, sir. Let everybody know where they can follow you on social media and what you got going on right now.
Follow Sat E Yankee X at Sat Next 2. So I like to play my wrestling opinions. I like to play my good TV opinions. Find me there. Sometimes I'm on wrestle too. Maybe on the next month we'll do another reactions. Last week we did something on the current champion. That one. The first black episode. Yeah, catch me there.
Championship matchup. I'm just since I'm going to be free that day, like I said before, we're going to be on Sunday. That evening. Josh, let everybody know where they
You can find me at JFun321, Twitter and Instagram. Next weekend won't be on, but I'll be at Brooklyn Comic Con. Have a artist appearance on June 8th and 9th. Got some new artwork done. I'll show you some of it now. The 3 new features that I did. The first one that I got done was The Rock. Right here. So this will be a new feature that I got done.
Final boss.
Yeah, they're this week. I think all of them, so that's what I'm doing. The new external one that I did. All hand drawn. This one could be very so yeah, I have all of those, selling them as well. So if anybody's ever interested, they always hit me up. DM me if you ever want anything purchased. So I'll be there this weekend.
Thank you so much, Josh, out at Brooklyn Comic Con. We will be back with the Flash Hit podcast next Sunday, 11:05 a.m. Eastern Time. Miss Christy Love will be rejoining us for that one. We'll have a special guest as well, so stay tuned for that. I will be back live tomorrow, 12:05 p.m. Eastern Time, here on the here on the main channel for Collision Discourse with Sober Guy JJ. We're also going to have some content over on True Elite Sports and Entertainment with the X 97.
Alrighty. Alright, call it. Tune in.